I've been going through some things, y'all, and I definitely want to share them with you because I know there's somebody else out here that may be going through the same kind of thing and wondering what the heck is going on. That's why the video is called "It Ain't Over." Re-triggered. You know, some of y'all know I'm a social worker, life coach, and all this. I can have whatever title I want to have, black woman, whatever it is. But what I know is that when you have trauma from the past that you work on and that you kind of heal from and that you lessen the triggers on and all those types of things, what I know is that when a situation, another situation comes about, sometimes it will re-trigger you and take you backwards to kind of where you were back when that thing happened. And that's what recently happened to me, y'all. Like I said, I want to share that with y'all. And I know I've shared on here how my parents, of course, growing up, of course, drug using. My dad was very violent towards my mom and those types of things. And like I said, I just saw a lot of that growing up since I was before I started kindergarten, first grade rather. I'm sorry, all the way until college. Well, until he passed. Well, until I guess until college, and then he eventually passed away of an overdose when I was in my early 30s. And like I said, seeing all that drug usage, seeing all that domestic violence, knowing all the things that I went through in that household, I guess I put it that way. Yes, I had school as an outlet. That was a peaceful environment for me. But even going over family's house sometimes, of course, was kind of the same way. I put it that way. There wasn't a lot of domestic violence going on, but the drug usage in the neighborhood, the community, in the household, that kind of thing, that was rampant back in the 80s and 90s. And some of y'all may have lived through that as well. So I know I'm not the only one. But when you love certain people and you're trying to, of course, build a life with certain people, and somebody, of course, all of a sudden starts using drugs again around you and that kind of thing, and it takes you back to the things that you thought you healed from. Because like I said, I thought I healed a lot from, I can't say all the way. I don't believe anybody heals from anything 100%, but I believe we can lessen the triggers around whatever that trauma and whatever that drama was. I know that for a fact. But like I said, going backwards a little bit to how I was feeling in that household, how when I first saw my dad them using drugs and all that kind of stuff, how I felt and the things that we went through, the things being taken and sold, we getting evicted, all no food, no lights, all those types of things. I know as an adult, I have the power to, of course, to not make that happen. And thank you, is it Denny, Shahini, and Calabar? Thank you all for tuning in. And Rahul, I think thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate that. And like I said, as an adult, I know that I won't 100% go back to that exact environment. But like I said, all those feelings that I had back growing up and around everything that was going on, like I said, that's hard sometimes to get rid of. And I've never 100% got rid of any kind of trauma, drama, anything that I've been through. Any of the memories from us being evicted because of their drug usage or not having any food, no lights on, no toiletries, personal items, all those types of things. And thank you, Edie. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in as well. And like I said, just knowing that I've been re-triggered in that kind of way again because of a person that's currently in my life. Like I said, I'm talking to my therapist about how to deal with these feelings. Yes, it makes me scared. Yes, I'm fearful about these things. Because as an adult, growing up, I've always said that whenever I did become the adult that I am today, that I never wanted to live in that kind of environment again. And I never wanted to be around people who were, of course, people drink. I mean, I understand that socially or that kind of thing. I may not, but that's fine for everybody else. That's whatever they want to do. That's fine. But I didn't want to be around anybody that's using any kind of heavy drugs or anything like that, even though they may not be in the household, even in my circle. That's an issue for me. That is a trigger for me. And like I said, like I said, dealing with the things I've dealt with and realizing that I'm not as healed as I thought I was in that area. Like I said, definitely I'm glad the therapist was, of course, there. My partner is there, of course, to help me walk through these things. Because it does bring up a lot of fear for me. And I know some of you all may be out there wondering like what in the world's going on or that kind of thing. What's happening? Just know that at certain points in your life, different things may come about and you will be re-triggered. It could be a relationship that you're in. Somebody cheated on you a long time ago. Then here comes this person. You thought he was the bomb and this kind of thing going on. You thought he was just the life and that kind of thing. And here it goes again. He cheated on you too. And it brings back all those feelings and all that feelings of shame, because I've had that happen. All the feelings of shame and guilt and just anger, resentment, all those types of things over again. That's what I'm talking about. Or when you had somebody pass away a long time ago, and then all of a sudden somebody you love to death all of a sudden got into a bad crash or passed away as well. That is traumatizing, and that will bring up those old feelings that you had back in the day. Unfortunately, that's what happens. And like I said, I had to realize that with these given situations, not just with drug usage, but all the things I just mentioned, all these things can happen, and I've been through all these things. And I know how it feels to be re-triggered, and it's not a good feeling at all. But like I said, luckily I have my partner, I have the support of my therapist, and that kind of thing as well to help me through these situations. And what I'm learning is that I still have some work to do, I put it that way. And that I know I'm not that 5 or 4 or 10-year-old little girl that was growing up in that same household seeing all these things. I'm a grown 49, almost 50-year-old woman that, of course, has carved out a way to live and to, of course, not be on any kind of drugs or alcohol or any of those types of things at all, and have a totally different environment than what I had growing up. And I know that unless something drastically happens, I won't be losing my home or car or anything along those lines at all. But like I said, while I know those things, the feelings still come back from back in the day, how I felt growing up as that little girl that was unprotected, that was traumatized, that still has those things in her mind that has not went away yet, and they're probably not going to go away, I don't think at all. But like I said, I can lessen the effects that it has on me. I know I've talked about on this channel probably many a times, I'm sure, journaling, writing down how I'm feeling and those types of things. I have went back to my journaling. I have, of course, started back, of course, doing these live videos and videos in general, because like I said, it helps me to release what I'm feeling, release what's going on, and to, of course, talk about the lessons I'm learning, because I know that it helps somebody else transform their life as well in some type of way, even if it's just one person. I started, of course, going back on my walks, even though I started having some kind of muscle pain. I haven't been walking the last few days, but that's okay, because I couldn't get up and move and all those types of things. But like I said, I had to learn how to, of course, start again lessening those triggers around certain things. Because like I said, they won't go away 100%. They will come back at some point once something else, of course, jumps into your ecosystem. And it does not have to be with those same people at all. And more than likely it won't be. It'll be with somebody else. A situation that happened at work, or a situation that happened while you're driving on the road, or a situation that happened at your doctor's office, or a situation that happened with your friend, or something else going on, or even with your partner, or with your kids. Like I said, all those things can be in some type of way trigger you again to different situations that happened in your past, unfortunately. But like I said, what I know as being a social worker, a certified life coach, relationship coach, going to therapy again, this is my second time, all those types of things, I know that there's tools that we can do, things that we can do, like I said, to help lessen those triggers. And everybody does not have to do live video. That's just something I picked up on that I feel comfortable with doing. Everybody does not have to do that. Whatever kind of creativity you might have, that will always help. I bake. Baking, I think I've done some videos on here, baking and cooking and stuff like that in the past. And I always say that baking has helped me heal. Nature is my therapy. I've said those kind of slogans and those kind of things over the years, and that is definitely the truth. Baking has helped me heal. Being able to get in the kitchen and create whatever I want and not have to worry about doing anything wrong or whatever the case may be. And of course, being able to, of course, to release the stuff, release the stress, the frustrations, the bitterness, whatever else that's on my mind, and helping me think and strategize to move forward. That always gives me that time to do so. Baking, cooking, anything in the kitchen. Even if I'm organizing a doggone refrigerator, that helps too. Even though that's a big chore to do sometimes, but that helps too. Like I said, nature is my therapy. I've been saying that for years now. Walking outside in nature, walking outside, Can't do a lot of the walking outside in Arizona because it's very hot in the summertime. But of course, when the weather's cooler, of course, that is definitely a prime time to walk. And like I said, that definitely being out hearing the birds and hearing nothing but the birds and the sound of the trees and whistling in the wind and like I said, hearing the birds chirping and seeing the leaves falling and that kind of thing, rustling through the air. I love to hear those sounds. Sometimes there's water as well going on, streams that I may walk past. Those things help. Some folks know how to paint. Some folks know how to write well. I love to write. I journal a lot. I know how to journal well. I've been a writer since I was a kid. I was writing stories back when I was in grade school. I don't know where all those journals and stuff like that went back then. I lost those things when we, of course, moved and got evicted. But I've always written something. I guess I put it that way. And I probably have, I don't know, probably like 10 journals, I'm sure, probably in this house or in the storage. I'm pretty sure that I've written in the last probably 8, 9 years, I'm sure. Like I said, those things help to get your feelings out, to get your emotions out, to get what you're thinking out, and to get the plans that you may have out as well. Like I said, we have to come up with the ways to help us move through different situations. No matter how traumatic it may be, no matter how triggering it may be, we have to come up with that. Yes, while our partners and our family and our friends and sometimes our kids and sometimes, of course, therapists, pastors, whoever it is you have in your circle, while they can help, they can, of course, give you tips and hacks and that kind of thing about life. You still got to put that stuff to work and still take the actions on it. That does not matter what they said. You still have to put it to work. And I know that for a fact because I used to say all types of things. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And some things I did and some things I didn't do. I got a book right now that's in the closet that's unfinished that I've been working on, I claim, for 8, 9, 10 years. I have not finished that. Like I said, I have to put my words to my actions, my words to action in order for me to finish that thing. And it's going to be finished. Like I said, we can't just sit here and say, oh, this is going to happen. I'm going to be fine and this kind of thing. We have to find a way to be fine and say that I'm okay. Like I said, with whatever kind of creativity that you have, whether you like to dance or paint or, I don't know, knit or sew or whatever it is, make pillows. I have adult coloring books here too. Color pencils, markers, all those types of things. There's no reason why I actually have a puzzle in the closet. I can't really do it because I don't have a space to do it on, but that's okay. But like I said, all those things are things to make us calm, or at least make me calm down. Think, of course, slow down as well because I have ADHD, so I have to slow down as well in order to get through these feelings and get through what's going on and make the plans and all those types of things. It's a fly y'all flying around here, sorry. So like I said, I hope this video helps somebody today. Like I said, even if it's just one person, I know it's helping me, of course, to talk about these things as well. Because I know they happen. Not just I've seen it professionally, but in my own life as well, I know these things happen. And like I said, we have to get smarter about what we're doing too. I got a book, I bought the book, it's actually on the table, by Mel Robbins. It's called Let Them, I think is what it's called. Because we can't control anybody else. Now, I'll talk about that book another day, but like I said, I definitely bought that book because I needed help in that. I definitely needed help in that area. Because I'm always telling somebody what to do or something's going on. But like I said, I know I have to take a step back from those kind of things as well and stop to probably 99% of the time doing that. Because that's not helping the person. It's not helping me either. Staying stressed and that kind of thing. And they don't want to hear it or whatever the case may be, client or not. Client, family, friend, whoever it is. And like I said, I'll talk more about that book once I get more through it. But like I said, in order for us to get the help that we need in order to get through triggering situations, we have to figure out what works for us. Whether it's reading books like that, personal development books. Like I said, walking in nature, baking something, dancing, doing art, making clothes, whatever it is. Find what works for you and do that thing. Because it will definitely help you in the long run. I'm not talking about nobody else around you, but if you're the one being triggered or going through some things, a relationship going crazy, whatever the case may be, find what creativity works for you and go ahead and do that. Now I'm telling you what to do. Because that's what I did for myself. I put it that way. I know that it works. But like I said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I just want to drop this. I wanted to drop this word with y'all today because I know that there's others that may be out here struggling as well. And just know that it's okay. You're going to get through it just like I'm going to get through it too. So with that, y'all, have a great rest of your day or evening, whatever time you watch this. Have a great rest of your day or night. Peace out, y'all. I'll see you on the next video.